championship yesterday when you rolled that putt on 18. Does that kind of say it all in terms of just finally getting one on the hole?
Yeah, it took a while to hold one there. I missed seven good chances on the back nine, or 7 makeable putts anyway. It was just nice to see one drop at the last there. Yeah, I feel like I turned a 65 into a 70 today, so just real disappointing.
Was it a lot of guys look like they're missing today? Is it you or the putters or the surface?
I mean it's me, but then whenever you start to miss a couple, you start to get a little tentative, you start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt the greens a little bit, and then it just sort of it snowballs from there. So I held a few nice ones early on, but once I missed a couple, then it sort of got into my head, and couldn't really get out of it.
Henry was upset yesterday. He said it was like putting on the block. So they kind of stopped themselves and said, I don't want to get too good of fine. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't think they're as green as broccoli. I think they're more like cauliflower. Like they are what they are. Everyone has to putt on them. And it's all mental. Some guys embrace it more than others, and that's really the way it is. It is disappointing that they're not in a bit better shape. But you have some, the newer greens like 7 and 13, like they're perfect. They're just one grass fescue, and the ball rolls really well on those. But it's just the ones where the POA's sort of crept in, and the two grasses grow at different speeds, and that's what gives it the bumpiness.
Rory, when you got here a week ago, were they better then?
Yes, yeah, they were. I played last Sunday, and I felt like they brought it a little too much towards the brink then, and then it's always a struggle from then to sort of rein it back a little bit. I would have liked to seen them just keep it a little greener for the practice rounds, and then gradually as the tournament progresses get it a little firmer, and that might have kept the greens in a bit better shape, but you never know. I mean, I've never been here before, but I hear that the weather isn't always like this, so if there had been a little bit of moisture and it had been overcast, the greens might have got baked out and as bumpy as they are.
How frustrated were you leaving here yesterday?
I was very, very frustrated to drop 3 shots in the last 2 holes and go from somewhat in contention 6 shots back to 9 shots back. It's a big difference, especially here when it's so hard to make up shots, so hard to make birdies. So I was disappointed, but at least I had a chance today to go out and try and shoot a good score and get myself somewhat back into it. But and for half of the round today, it looked like I would, and just another disappointing finish.
Rory, have you ever had an experience anywhere near what happened to Jason yesterday on the course?
Yeah, I've finted in the gym a couple of times. I don't suffer from vertigo. I suffer from low blood pressure. So if I go from a sitting position and stand up, I get a little bit lightheaded at times. But it's never happened on the golf course, thankfully. Just glad to say Jason was okay, and I guess he's going to tee it up today, and hopefully he's okay for that.
Are you pleased with how you've ground it out and kept going, even though it's been frustrating 3 days?
Sorry?
Are you pleased with how you've ground it out and kept going?
Yeah, it's. I am. I'm pleased with how I've kept it going, but the way I feel like I'm playing, it's a lot easier to do that than when you're not hitting fairways and not hitting greens. I'm hitting great shots and great drives and giving myself chances the whole time. So it's just hard to stay patient whenever I'm not holding anything. But I feel mentally I've been I've accepted most things this week, which is good.
Or what do you think of the pin placement?
What one? Every?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the course is really set up for a longer hitter today, just with where they've put the tees, where they've put some of the pins. I mean, they're tough. I mean, it's a U.S. Open, and the greens are getting firmer. It's hard to stop balls where you want them to. I mean, even, you know, the holes where you think you have a chance, like 16, it's short. You know, they put the pin right there up on that little knob just at the front of the green, and it's tough to get close to that. You know, they give you a 110-yard par 3 on 17, but it's a pin where if you don't hit it right on line, it's, you know, I think that hole's going to cause a bit of havoc this afternoon. So they're tough. I mean, that's to be expected at a US Open.
What will be the tactic tomorrow? Will you try something more aggressive?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I can. I mean, I've hit it as well as I can, and I've given myself plenty of chances to just try and do the same thing and try to play the birdieable holes better. I mean, I made par on 8. I made par on 12 today. Par on 18. You know, there are chances that you need to take advantage of out here.
And what about this last one you shot on 18? Were you surprised that ended so far?
No, I didn't have a great lie. It was sort of, there's a lot of sand in these bunkers, and it was sort of half buried, a little half plugged, so I didn't really have much of a shot. I was just hoping that it would catch a slope and not go that far, but as I said, it was nice to hole a putt at the last and not shoot over par.
Thanks a lot, Rory.
Thanks.